Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Now I just wanted to show you guys how you can go about, making text or even objects using gradient in Adobe Fireworks CS6. It's an old software which can come in handy, especially now when you just want to create those simple images, perhaps logos or text, and you want to apply gradient instead of using the traditional colors. So it's pretty simple. I assume most of you know already how to apply colors to text using Adobe Fireworks. So in this video, I'm just going to show you guys specifically how you can use gradients to apply to text or objects like tables. So now we are going to create an object. First of all, we prepare our canvas, and then just using simple dimensions, and then we can choose one of the objects. In this case, you can see it's transparent, but in this case we are going to use a table, and I'm just going to show you how you can apply gradient to a table. Tables are pretty much used when creating objects. So this is a simple table. Now you just select the color that you want to apply, and then you also select the start and the first color and then the next color. So you just click on the gradient icon in your Adobe Fireworks CS6. So, and you can even modify the direction of that gradient. You can change the angle. For example, you can put 90 degrees and so forth. So in this case, there are several tricks that you can apply on the table. You can change the texture if that's what you intend to do. Yeah, you can pretty change to whatever text. Fireworks is known to have a lot of inbuilt options that you can apply on your table. So that's wood. I pretty much like the color of wood. But then in this case, in this video, we want to know how you can apply gradient. So we are going to undo all the text that I had applied. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so now we are back to our original object table. So we choose the gradient, we choose this first color. So you just click on the gradient icon, and then when it actually opens up the gradient, you can then decide the start color and the color that you want, the gradient's direction, and so forth. So yeah, just a minute. Okay, so we click on the gradient fill icon, and then of course you'll be able to see the colors that you can choose. So you can go ahead and choose your preferred color from the options. There are so many colors. So in this case, I'm assuming that you've already decided which color or which direction or which color that you want your gradient to end with. So in this case, for example, using red, you can see the gradient direction is downwards. So the first color is red, and then you can see when we choose the pink color, you can see the direction of the gradient and so forth. So you can basically choose, select or even apply the color coding that you prefer. So it's pretty much upon you to customize the way you actually want it to look and to appear. Yeah, so, and guys, I just like using gradients even when developing websites and so forth, gradients. Wherever there is a possibility to apply gradient, I always go with it. I mean, take for example the buttons on a website, maybe the background images and so forth. So yeah, so guys, in short, you can pretty much apply any type of color that you want on your gradient. Once you've mastered the first step, I think it's pretty much becomes very simple. And as you can see, it's not that complicated. As much as you know the color that you want to start with, as much as you know the color, the direction of the gradient, and guys, you can decide the directions to be maybe 90 degrees, which goes from left to right, or to 70, like in this case, which flows from top to bottom. Or you can just play about it, and then you can see how to go about it. So let's try about text. Just going to use this text, and then we are going to apply gradient just the same way we applied on the table. It's more or less the same steps that you follow, and yeah, you can come out of it with pretty amazing text, logos. For example, if you just want to create those simple logos, instead of placing some funny or some artistic crafts in the logo, so you can just have the logo in plain text, and then maybe an exciting font, like for example in this case the one that I'm using, and then you can apply gradient. As you can see, for example in this case the gradient is flowing. The first color from top to bottom is actually white to orange, and as you can see, you can change to whatever color that you want. So it's about your preference. It's basically you knowing that you can do anything out of fireworks. I mean, you can pretty much do whatever you want, whatever color that you want, how you want your text to look like. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So you can and there are several options that you can choose from. You can, for example, in this case, you can just go preset settings, like for example linear and so forth. So it's pretty simple. And guys, once you've mastered the first steps, once you've done your initial art, once you've applied the gradient, I think it becomes more or less part of you, and it becomes very exciting. Even going about it, even doing it, it becomes very exciting, to see the outcome. So it's quite amazing. So unfortunately, we don't have a way to put gradient in line objects in fireworks. So for example, the line that I've just drawn, I've increased at least the size of the line. So you can see we don't really have the same options to apply to a line the way we applied on text or on the object, table object. So yeah, so in this case, for example, you can decide, instead of using lines, you can decide to use very slim tables. I think that's one of the solutions that I've found to go about the limitations in applying gradient to a line. So you can come up with a very slim table. You just draw the table for whatever purpose that you wanted the line to serve, and then you can repeat the steps just the way I did when applying gradient on the first table. So it's actually, it requires some bit of artistic and some bit of tweaking here and there, but it's something that is possible. We can try other objects. For example, let's try this one. Yeah, it's a bit limited as well. So you won't be able to apply the same gradient as the same way as you did on text, and on other objects, like for example on the rectangle. So in this case, you pretty much have limitations in how you can go about, for example, applying colors on lines. So that's why I've indicated that instead of going with a line, you can opt to use the slimmer rectangle object. It's something that I've found that offers a concrete solution. For example, if the images or the artwork that you are trying to come up with is not going to be re-edited, or you want to transfer the same artwork, for example, to JPEG, meaning the way you've created it is actually going to be the same way that is going to be presented to the end user. So in case, for example, you are creating a website, and you just want to come up with a simple background image, using the table object is always my preferred choice, because with the table you can do a lot. You can do a lot in terms of applying colors. So let's just go and create a new image and see, for example, how you can use gradient. Like I said before, you won't be able to put gradient on a line, unfortunately. But as long as you have the table object, for me, I think it's problem solved. Instead of going about, wondering, just use a simple table. Yeah, just use a simple table. And in terms of text, for example, let's just use a simple one letter. You can actually apply it to a single letter. Let me just show you guys. For example, let's take T. Don't worry about the font. It's a preset of a font that I usually use. Oh, that's too big. Let me just resize to fit, and then we can apply some gradients and see how it comes out. Yeah, as you can see, this is the gradient starting from white going to orange, but you can choose your colors, for example red, and then perhaps yellow. I think yellow will look awesome. Yeah, no, not this one. I think let's try yellow. Yeah, let's try yellow. Yes, now that's the kind of vibrance, that's the kind of art, of very beautiful text, logos, or so forth that you can create from using gradient. Thank you so much, guys, and if you've learned something from my video, kindly feel free to subscribe. You can subscribe to my channel so that you can get some future videos. Cheers, guys, and thank you so much. That's it for today. Wait for my next video. See you again. Cheers.